Dan Paredes. I'm with uniquedrops.com, and I've got Jordan Thomas here from Question Games. And first off, Magic Circle was one of my top games of 2015.
That makes you a rare person.
So I was really excited that you guys announced a new game and a very different game and everything like that. So I mean, why don't you let me know or tell us how Blackout Club came around?
Sure, yeah. Well, with the Blackout Club, we sort of say that it's where horror is coming home, and that's kind of true for us as well. We've worked on Bioshock series and games like that, and our experience with horror in particular and sort of the horrific sections of those games is something that we draw on for this game. But those were big, bombastic kind of action titles where you've kind of got like 7 flavors of murder on one hand and 7 flavors of murder on the other. And instead, in the Blackout Club, we want you to play a vulnerable protagonist, which is a teenager investigating this occult conspiracy in your hometown, where you have to improvise anything, you have to outfox your enemies. And in answer to your previous question about where it came from, the universe was born all the way back in 2006. I've been tinkering with it in the background. It's a sort of a labor of love. But the idea to make it about kids and specifically make the physical experience about either being sneaky or being kind of somebody who stays mobile, so you do something wrong and then you run, that came later. That's more of a development of our indie budget and our tastes, frankly, because horror has gotten overpowered, in our opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of horror now is very kind of like, I guess, visceral in a way, like not so much atmospheric.
Yeah, gore oriented.
Gore oriented and things like that. And so like a lot of like the mood lighting and the fog and those kind of things like kind of bring that, like it's a tension, and that's really hard to communicate in any kind of media.
I would agree. I mean, the moment in The Shining when, spoiler alert, blood shows up, it's almost like comforting, and it's prior to that I'm sitting there sweating.
Yeah, I mean, before they go into, what is that room? The room number
237.
Yeah, 237. Before they go into it, is actually more scary than you actually get in there.
By far.
Yeah. Was it always kind of like envisioned as like a multiplayer,
yes,
like 4-person game?
From the beginning, we're big fans of cooperative play. We've never gotten to work on one personally, not.
Yeah, a lot of your games are a lot of the games that I know of your repertoire is single player games.
Because games becoming a vector to transmit big fat story was like a lot of my career. But the truth is that the stories players sort of craft between one another. I also find that hugely interesting, and I wanted to build something that was a little more quiet and give you room to imagine what might be around the corner, because I love that as a player too.
Okay. What would be the real quick pitch of like what Blackout Club is? So I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of like, oh, that kind of looks like this, right? So I'm not, it kind of looks like Left 4 Dead a little bit. You got 4 players. When I saw it being played, I first thought of Dead by Daylight, but it doesn't have that 4 versus 1 kind of appeal. So, like, if I asked you like, explain what Blackout Club is, like, really quickly, so I can kind of get what it is.
Sure. Yeah, it is a 1 to 4 player, mainly cooperative game, horrific and set in a very small town where teenagers are investigating an occult conspiracy and doing their damnedest to be heard by the adults. Most of them will not be listened to. Most of them, if you say, hey, I recorded this stuff last night, look at it, your mom says, oh no, I'll talk to the police about that. And then tomorrow, she doesn't remember.
Yeah, there was a couple parts in the intro that, I won't spoil like the people's experience of that, but just really unnerving, kind of very small little, and even some of the things I missed that you pointed out. So there was a lot of very good like environment kind of like.
It's because I know you like that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that stuff. I hate it, but I love it. Like that's the real stuff that I get kind of creeped out on. Well, when are we looking to kind of see the game? I know that's always a loaded question.
Sometime next year. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been caught out committing to a quarter before. So right now we're in closed beta. We have a pool of players we draw from our Discord, and we're giving them NDA beta keys. To like, hey, play the game, let us know what you think, and then we're expanding that pool right now.
Yeah.
And from what we learned from PAX, what we're going to do is do a much larger beta with those adjustments, and then finally there will be like an influencers and press beta.
Okay. You know, you have a pedigree with like single player, big, big story games and those kind of things. Is there an end to Blackout Club? Like, is it a multiplayer game that I'm just gonna have fun with my friends, building up my characters, those kind of things? Is there?
It's a good question because it gets right to the level of what we're willing to talk about. But there is a very strong traditional beginning where you reintroduce Isabella Mahdi Shah, the girl who started the Blackout Club, and things happen, and the kids are interested in finding out what happened to her. And so we think the community will be too, and we want to drive the progress towards that kind of content through mass community involvement. So that's all I can really say.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, thanks, Jordan, for talking a little bit about Blackout Club and showing us the game.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Always a pleasure.